Intermittent fasting has revolutionized how people eat. By simply restricting the amount of time allowed for eating, many folks have been able to burn fat and lose significant weight. But there's just so many ways to go about intermittent fasting and so many questions. Like, how do you know the method that's right for you? What's the perfect ratio for the eating fasting cycle? And what's the most effective way to achieve your health goals with intermittent fasting? If you're looking to go the distance with fat burning and weight loss, these are just a few of the questions that you need to keep at the back of your mind. In today's video, we're going to discuss the most popular intermittent fasting ratios and help you determine which is best for you. Hormonal and chemical regulation during intermittent fasting. We know that our hormones play a huge role in determining how much weight we gain or lose. Intermittent fasting is all about manipulating these hormones. Therefore, the perfect fasting ratio for maximum weight loss would be the program that can burn the most fat. So, while studying the most popular intermittent fasting ratios, we'll be on the lookout for the ones that regulate our hormones more effectively. Three of the major hormones that deserve our attention are insulin, norepinephrine, and growth hormone. Insulin levels decrease during fasting and increase when you eat. Low insulin levels help with fat burning and also decrease the cellular storage of incoming food and fat cells. With norepinephrine, your body breaks down fat cells for energy through norepinephrine and other hormones during the fast, and the hormone equally acts as an appetite suppressant. As for growth hormone, it helps to burn fat through the regulation of lipoprotein lipase and hormone-sensitive lipase. And in the fasting process, growth hormone secretions is increased several times from its baseline, just like exercise. Supported by a 2018 study, intermittent fasting also increases autophagy by up to 5 times. You may be wondering what exactly is autophagy. Essentially, autophagy is like a self-cleaning act where the body takes out all the trash in the liver, fat cells, brain, muscle, and other parts of the body, sort of like the purge. Have you seen the film series? Well, the essence of the purge here is that it leaves your body in a healthier state since it takes away all the unwanted stuff through cellular recycling. This includes dysfunctional, mutant, and worn out cells. People who have chronic medical conditions like diabetes and hypertension have a lot of cellular injury and damage, which makes autophagy a welcome benefit for them. In 2020, a cell biology study was carried out on some rats. These rats were subjected to fasting for about 24 to 46 hours. After the fast, there was a significant increase in the number of autophagosomes produced in their bodies. The most popular intermittent fasting ratios for weight loss. Out of the many versions of intermittent fasting out there, here are the most popular ones you'll want to be aware of. Number 1. Alternate day fasting. Alternate day fasting allows you to alternate between eating whenever you want on one day and consuming a low-calorie diet the next day. On the fasting day, the calorie intake is about 500 kcal and can be obtained by a small meal. While studies have shown that there is not much difference between the weight loss achieved from normal daily caloric restriction in diets and alternate day fasting, ADF has a significant advantage since it hardly decreases metabolic rate the way calorie restriction does. Researchers suggest that you can lose between 3 and 8% of your body weight within 12 weeks with alternate day fasting. But remember that alternate day fasting is quite an extreme sport for some people and adherence might wane over time. So, if you are a beginner, you may not want to start with this. Number 2. The 5-2 diet. If you would rather eat normal for most of the week, you might find the 5-2 intermittent fasting method more beneficial. Here, you can eat whatever you want for 5 days before going on a low-calorie diet of about 500 calories on any 2 days of the week. Again, researchers have shown that you can lose weight with this diet. A randomized controlled trial published in 2021 showed that weight loss through the 5-2 diet was the most effective over 6 weeks of imitation, but waned over time due to loss of some muscle mass. The study also revealed this method to be useful in improving insulin sensitivity, something those at risk of type 2 diabetes would want to hear. As such, the 5-2 approach is a great option for those who are looking for an easier approach to weight loss through intermittent fasting. Number 3. Time-restricted eating. Time-restricted eating is all about fasting for long hours in a day while limiting your feeding to windows which are usually between 4 and 8 hours. This means that you get to fast for about 16 to 20 hours. A pilot cohort study was carried out to assess the effects of time-restricted feeding on weight loss and lipid profile. 50 obese participants followed time-restricted eating for 12 weeks and surveys were conducted over the phone to assess adherence. At the end of 6 weeks and 12 weeks, the participants were weighed. Participants who completed the program lost about 5% of their body weight at 12 weeks. This study, alongside others, has shown that time-restricted eating offers decent weight loss results on its own. When it comes to the best ratio for time-restricted eating, the 16-8 method is the most common version. You can achieve it by simply skipping breakfast and avoiding any food after 8 p.m., meaning you don't really need to start counting hours until it's time to eat. This makes the 16:8 ratio by far one of the easier approaches to intermittent fasting. The warrior diet is another modification of time-restricted eating. You get to eat little or nothing for 20 hours a day and as much you need for 4 hours at night. The warrior diet gets its name from what we believe to be the ancient warriors' routine. These guys spent the day fighting battles, hunting, or preparing for battles before feasting at night. Boy, that must have been a heck of a routine, but if losing weight means war, then let's prepare to battle. The perfect ratio for maximum weight loss. Fat burning through intermittent fasting does not kick in at a particular time for everybody, but the sweet spot for most people happens to be between 18 and 24 hours of fasting. So, if you eat at noon and then at 6 p.m., you've given yourself a 6-hour feeding window. You can then sleep early and throw late night snacking right under the bus. The point here is to delay your eating until absolutely necessary because it eliminates eating when you're not even hungry. You could decide to take only one meal per day and still find yourself within the sweet spot. Though I've got to admit that one meal a day is challenging for those just starting out. What you would want to do is to start at the lower end of the 18 to 24 hour spectrum before scaling up. You could even start off by compressing your 3 square meals into shorter windows before upgrading to 2 meals per day, and if you can, 1 meal a day. If you need to lose a lot of weight or you are at risk of diabetes, work towards the higher end of the 18 to 24 hour spectrum. But if you just want to trim down a bit and your blood sugar levels are fine, you would do just fine hanging around the lower end of the spectrum. In many cases, skipping dinner might be a better choice than skipping breakfast, particularly if you have long and stressful days. Also, remember that autophagy is more effective in those who stick to 1 meal a day. How do you achieve maximum results? If you are big on challenges, you could up the ante by adding high-intensity interval training. Doing this will cause a surge in growth hormone. Remember we talked about the role of growth hormone in fat loss earlier? But there is a caveat. Don't overtrain. You don't want to have energy slumps during the day, so there is really no need to work out every day of the week, especially when fasting. Your workout routine should be complementary, so just 2 days of high intensity interval training is fine, or maybe 3 days if you're still in your 20s. You could also work out at the beginning of your eating cycle or at the end. Another way to optimize your fasting is by getting enough sleep. Sleep boosts recovery from workouts and fasting. It helps your body to heal and repair itself, and it makes it easier for you to stick to your fasting schedule. Get at least 7 hours of uninterrupted sleep and you will find yourself looking fresher, leaner, and healthier. Another thing you could do to maximize your results is to combine intermittent fasting with a low-carb diet such as keto. Low-carb diets make it easier for you to create a carbohydrate deficiency needed for the body to achieve ketosis. During ketosis, your body uses fats as a primary source of energy instead of glucose. So, ditch that erroneous belief that you need a lot of carbs to survive. If you choose to go this route, make sure to temper the intensity of your workouts to not overwhelm your body. As for standard advice, make sure to flesh up your diet with more proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats. All these go without saying that you should avoid or reduce sugary and salty processed foods and beverages. Unhealthy eating personal habits might interfere with the results you get from intermittent fasting, and you would likely see long-lasting weight results if you put these things in place. The key to success, and by success I mean maximum sustainable weight loss, is adherence to your intermittent fasting ratio. Alternate day fasting is great for short-term rapid moderate weight loss, while time-restricted eating involving 18 to 24 hours of fasting every day is perfect for maximum weight loss. There are no hard and fast rules to intermittent fasting for weight loss. Besides, people have their peculiar needs, so don't be afraid to play around with a few ratios. The secret here is choosing what works for you, and the best way you can do that is by identifying your health needs, weight goals, and daily routine, after which you can experiment with the 18 to 24 hours of daily fasting. And once you get the perfect ratio, it's yours for the keeping. Which intermittent fasting ratio would you be looking to adopt? 2 meals a day, 1 meal a day, or alternate day fasting? Do you have any challenges you would love to share? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our latest videos. Until next time.